Hello everyone, and this is our app for Teach 351. Our app is called Math Cards, and this presentation is done by Tiana, Courtney, and Tim. When you download Math Cards, afterwards you will click on it, and then you will receive this front screen. As you can see, there are different operations, mathematical operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I'm going to talk about one of the operations and show you how it works later on in this presentation. I just wanted to show you first what the front screen looks like. You can also turn off the sound, which is nice if you're working inside of a classroom, or you can have the sound on for positive reinforcement. There's settings, other apps, which is pretty cool because this app has different games that you can play, and then it just talks about app, and that will come later in this presentation. So as you can see, I chose multiplication, and what is really awesome about this app is that the students are really engaged because they get to pick the different type of math operation they can choose that relates to their current class. So for example, if a student was learning multiplication, they can select the multiplication option. When they do this, they are timed, which is located right here. And there are 100 flashcards, so this particular card is 1 of 100. Since the student is timed, they have a chance to test their skills and receive points by racing against the clock. And some other things that you see on the screen currently is 6 times 2. They get to choose by pressing one of the numbers, 1 through 9. They can also delete a number if they mess up. This screen shows that I wrote the answer 1, 2, or 12. And my time went up because you're still racing against the clock. After that, you press this arrow to select your answer. And if you get it correct, or if the student gets it correct, then you receive a positive reinforcement and a sound with it, but this reinforcement is a green check mark. If the student were to be answering a question and they got it wrong, this red X would come up and just tell them that no, that wasn't the correct answer, but then it would move on. At the end, if you wanted to help the student go through the wrong ones, there's an option for that, or you have an option to redo the entire problem set or all of the cards. This app can help with scaffolding because it starts with simpler problems and then gets slightly harder as you go through the flashcards. However, it does repeat some of the problems which relates to scaffolding because it is testing their thinking and math skills again. This app also lets you know if the answer is wrong or correct, as we have stated. With that, if a teacher wants a student to use this app and then have them write down all of the problems they got wrong, they can go back and do these problems and say why they chose that answer, or why the answer of 1 plus 4 is 5 is the correct answer. And they can show that through visuals, and that would be the reason why this app helps for scaffolding. So this app could fall under alternative assessment per se, but mostly it would be based off of benchmark. So Tiana, Tim, and I believe that it would be an formative assessment. this would show that, or it would let students know where they are at in their learning. So they can see that they excel in multiplication, but maybe struggle with division when working with this app. Because you can choose between addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, you are specifying a particular math operation that you need to work on. This page shows, it was from the front, the home screen, and I clicked on About this app, and it actually shows you which operation that you're working on. So currently we are working on multiplication, and it shows you that you can go through each multiplication fact with the certain cards, and you get to select that. So this app particularly goes to 12, shown here. You can also have negative answers if that's what where your students are at, if that's challenging for them. You can show if you want the timer on and the number of problems. From the home screen, I then pressed on More Apps from this particular app, and you can work with states, tic-tac-toes, division, just multiplication, or just subtraction. They have a variety of things for students to work with. Some benefits of math cards is that you can choose the operation: addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. You can set the top and bottom numbers for addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. You can allow for negative numbers for subtraction if desired. You can turn the timer on or off, and you can set the number of problems in the problem set. Some limitations for this app is there are no multiple choice options. The cards are random and they're not in sequential order. You cannot redo mistakes. So if a child does get a problem wrong, then you can't go back to that particular question until after the end of the set. Another limitation is not showing the value of a certain number. So if you're working with 2 plus 1, you can't just have 2 toothpicks and then take away 1 toothpick to have a remaining 1 toothpick left over. So it doesn't show the quantity or a visual representation of the value that you are using. When you go to the App Store, you need to search for math cards, located right there. I chose this one, which was free. You can also upgrade it for $1.99. There are also a variety of this particular app, in which we will be showing you a video on this one. In other words, this app is widely used and is used often, so it's a really good one that helps children to think fast on their toes, but also have like a challenge with the clock. So overall, this app helps students make thinking visual because they are looking at their score and then doing the work themselves. We think this app is used as a type of intervention in the classroom, and it's important to have students work on the operation they are currently learning or an operation that they are struggling on, because to help them not be far behind their classmates. When they work on this, they should ignore the fact that they are being timed and just write down the problems as they go through the deck. This app can be used in groups for students that excel, and they can try to beat others at the time going through a specific amount of cards and taking turns going through them to see what they get the most right at first. So this app is very fun and engaging for struggling students and for students that are succeeding in this particular math operation. So now we would like to show you the app in action, and this is just a 1-minute clip of this math cards app. Thank you guys so much for listening to our presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it.